So I haven't done one of these for a little while. Promised myself I'd be more consistent with it, but you know, life and work, pretty much work, is getting in the way. So yeah, from now on, I'm committed to it. Hold me to it. These are gonna be going up, you know, hopefully weekly, hopefully multiple times per week. Just little vlogs. I mean, even if no one watches it, it's more for me, just to see the evolution of the business and the things we've been doing, and to keep an account of it. And hopefully, you know, we can maybe inspire some other people to go out there, start their own business, do their own thing, and tell their own story. So, I mean, I'm only learning from other people I watch and I get some motivation from. So, yeah, recently we've been doing some really cool things. You know, we met up with Gemma Hawkins a few weeks back in the box rooms in Manchester. Gemma from Hollyoaks and now Emmerdale fame. Absolute machine in the gym. Didn't use K-weight before. She's probably not the only one to have this perception, but at first she was like, don't think it's going to be too hard. You know, it'll be relatively easy. She's used to lifting weights, you know, and lifting decent weights by all accounts. You know, she goes hard in the gym, so she's done it. She loved it. Really, really top session, as I say. She's in that shape for a reason. People talk about genetics and Photoshop, and that was a massive issue these days. Very controversial, but I can say from first-hand experience, Gemma is in that shape for a reason, and a lovely girl as well. So, you know, hopefully we'll get some more sessions set up in the future. We also had the opportunity recently to go into Myerscough College through a friend. You know, I say a friend, he went to the same school as me, a few years older. A guy called David Aliu, top basketballer. He's crazy thing go past. He's been playing all over the world, you know, over in Spain, Iceland. He's played in the NBA in the States, and he's had a phenomenal career. So, you know, David was telling me a few of the ins and outs of basketball and how second biggest participation sport in the UK, but hardly any fun done whatsoever. We met up with Neil, Alex, and a few of the guys from there. Top setup. By all accounts, that's down to Neil. He's been the driving force behind it and the brain that's made it happen. And, you know, they've had some amazing results with kids getting scholarships in the States. And, you know, playing at really, really high levels. They've got some in the English league at the minute. And we had the pleasure of training up a guy, Kian, much like myself, not the biggest guy in the world, especially in basketball terms. You know, he's under 6 foot. And for him, he knows that genetically, he hasn't got the advantage that these guys have who are, you know, 6'6", 6'7" plus. So what he does to counteract that is he gets in the gym and he makes it count there, and he does the smart, intelligent work. You know, by all accounts, for Kian, the hardest thing is to, you know, not go in the gym. They're dragging him away from the gym sometimes and letting him rest or making him rest rather, because contrary to what we believe, you know, the body doesn't actually gain. It doesn't gain muscle. It doesn't gain strength while we're training. You know, you create those stimulus so that when you rest, the body can actualize the gains. You can become stronger. You can become a little bit bigger. And that's the way the process works, guys. So, yeah, it was great to work with Kian, showing him some KO8 movements, some basketball-specific movements, different drills for agility. But for the most part, for a sport that I don't know much about, the cool thing was, you know, the feedback. Functional training's functional training. So whether it be, you know, football, whether it be basketball, whether it be rugby, functional movement patterns are prevalent everywhere. So I was walking through the park yesterday, just recording stuff, and then I realised I was getting some funny looks by like older generation folk, my age included, thinking I must have been playing Pokemon Go. And it got me talking, so we went back, spoke to my sister and my mum about whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. Now my nephew's 8, he hasn't got a phone luckily, so he won't be playing Pokemon Go until he does get one. But saying whether it's like beneficial or it's a hindrance, like is it a bad thing that they're going out there, you know, chasing these imaginary creatures? For me, I used to play it when I was a kid. I had the cards, I had the Game Boy with the games and all that. I was balls deep in some Pokemon Go, or Pokemon at the time, whatever it was, red or blue. So I just see it as a good way to get the kids outdoors. Now, the argument we were having yesterday was, well, they should just be out anyway, you know, on the bikes, playing football or whatever. But that's not every kid. You know, some kids want to be on the Xbox, some kids want to live in that virtual reality almost. So my counter to it was, at least they're outdoors, at least, you know, they're getting in the parks and they're in nature. So you know, I see the benefits to it personally. I don't think it's that bad of a thing. When kids start getting run over and stuff like they have been, then I think it's more a case of, you know, have some awareness, don't be an absolute moron, look both ways, and, you know, catch your Pokemon in a safe environment. So yeah, that's my little 2 cents on Pokemon Go. Get the kids on the bike. You know, obesity is a crazy epidemic. It's only getting worse, so at least some of these kids who were not necessarily going to be outdoors are now going to do it. So yeah, there you go.